Are you stupid or something? Those words used to echo through my head. I heard them so many times as a child, I began to wonder if I was actually stupid. Believe me, there was just cause to ask me that question. I did some stupid things when I was growing up. One time when I was 5 years old, I pushed in a cigarette lighter in the car. Yeah, that used to be a thing. Every car was equipped with one back then. Anyway, I pushed the lighter in, and when it popped out, I firmly pressed my index finger into the end that was glowing red. The pain that I felt was immediate and intense. I knew right away that I did something that wasn't good. I also knew that I couldn't tell my parents. You see, my mother had left me and my 3 sisters in the car while she went into the store. Like everybody did that back then. You used to just leave your kids in the car like they could be safe. Nothing would happen to them. Anyway, my mom had given us instructions not to touch anything and to behave. There was no way I was going to tell my parents I nearly burned the tip of my finger off after being told not to touch anything. I suffered in silence for days and hid my blistered finger from my parents until it healed. I counted myself lucky they never found out, as I feared the consequences for disobedience would be worse than the burn itself. Why do I say that? Well, a few months before this incident, I was actually hit by a car and I got disciplined because of it. I was leaving a funeral reception in New York City. The reception, as I recall, was in the basement of an old brownstone building. My grandmother had walked me upstairs to the street level and told me to wait until she returned. She explicitly told me not to cross the street. As soon as she went back downstairs, I noticed that my father was across the street standing in front of our car. I looked right, and then I looked left, and I proceeded across the street. Almost immediately, I heard screeching tires. I turned my head to the right, and all I saw were headlights fast approaching. I covered my face, closed my eyes, and braced for the worst. It suddenly became very quiet, and when I opened my eyes, I was on the hood of a car. Not a scratch was on me. The driver got out of the car and my father came running. They quickly determined that I was okay, and my father carried me to the car. Once inside the car, my father scolded me and then he spanked me. So if I got spanked for getting hit by a car, certainly one would have come for nearly burning my finger off. I was so afraid of getting in trouble that I didn't tell my parents about the lighter incident until I was a full-grown man. That car incident was also the first time in my life that I know that God intervened and had a purpose for my life greater than I knew at the time. Now let's fast forward a couple of years. The stupidity bug hit me again, or should I say, it bit me again. My younger sister and I were standing in our kitchen in Turkey. My father was in the U.S. Air Force, so we spent 4 years in Izmir. Hands down, those were the best 4 years of my childhood. We met some wonderful people, had great experiences, great culture, ate great food. I mean, Turkish people make really, really good food. Anyway, about being stupid. As I said, my sister and I were in the kitchen. One of us had just heated up something in the toaster oven. All of a sudden, a stupid thought entered my brain. Put that hot pan from the toaster on my sister's neck. I grabbed some pot holders and politely asked her if I could touch the hot metal to her neck. Obviously, she says no, but she made a fatal flaw, fatal mistake. She turned around and exposed her neck to me. There was nothing I could do. I just had to press that pan on that neck. I can almost hear that sizzling sound right now. I had removed about a quarter-sized piece of her flesh, the skin right off the back of her neck. The scream my sister let out was deafening, and my mother came running. When she saw what I had done, she immediately took care of my sister and uttered the words I feared most of all. Wait until your father gets home. I could have died right there. I immediately went to my room and hid under the bed. The few hours it took for him to arrive seemed like years. I heard the front door open and his footsteps as he walked toward my mother. They exchanged a few words, and I could hear the unmistakable sound of a belt being unbuckled as he walked toward my room. I saw his feet approach the bed, and in an instant, the bed was gone. With one hand, he had flipped the bed over, belt in hand, and immediately went to work. I felt each stroke, and I heard every single word as he deliberately showed me what consequences looked and felt like. That was the second worst spanking I ever got. I earned every bit of that butt warming. I'm now forever grateful I had a father who held me accountable for my actions. Without that, there's no telling where I would have ended up. According to Professor Carlo Cipolla, I think I said his name right, there are 5 basic laws of stupidity. They are as follows. Always and inevitably, everyone underestimates the number of stupid individuals in circulation. There is a constant percentage of the population that is stupid and will always be stupid. No matter how high a number you can estimate, you will always underestimate the actual number. That's a scary thought, and one that should be given due consideration. How many of the people in your circle are stupid? The bigger question is, why are they in your circle to begin with? The next law is the probability that a certain person will be stupid is independent of any other characteristic of that person. You see, people are born stupid, just like someone is born with a particular eye color. Nature, not nurture, is responsible for a person's stupidity. Stupid people represent the same constant relative percentage of every human group. It doesn't matter what color they are or anything like that. They're stupid or they're not. The next law of stupidity is a stupid person is a person who causes losses to another person or to a group of persons while himself deriving no gain and even possibly incurring losses. Our lives are filled with this type of person. They rob us of our time, energy, money, health, and joy while gaining nothing for their efforts. The sad part is there is no way to predict their behavior or to know when they will strike. The best we can do is be on guard and to remove them each and every time they present themselves. These people are ubiquitous. They are everywhere. The fourth law of stupidity is non-stupid people always underestimate the damaging power of stupid individuals. Sometimes non-stupid people will form partnerships with stupid people because they think they can use their stupidity for some purpose. This will always lead to destruction, which is often catastrophic. Stupid people are erratic and unpredictable, so all plans associated with them will eventually fail. Stop forming inappropriate relationships with stupid people. The last law of stupidity is a stupid person is the most dangerous type of person. Society suffers greatly when stupid people are at work. If these people are too concentrated in a particular area, there will be disastrous consequences. We are experiencing the effects of this right now, as there is a high concentration of these people in our media, government, and the entertainment industry. We have allowed these three areas of society to be infested with stupidity. It's time we wake up from our collective stupor and eradicate the problem. The first step is identifying these people. Using Cipolla's logic, where do you believe our leaders fall? Secondarily, where do you fall? So, am I stupid? Despite the three circumstances I mentioned earlier, and a few others I may share later, there is no way I was actually stupid. I was just doing stupid things. As I got older, I didn't do stupid things at the same frequency. I began weighing the cost to myself, and at some point, I began to weigh the cost to others. I didn't just weigh the cost, it mattered to me deeply. I never wanted to hurt myself or another human being in word or deed. Just something would get into me every once in a while. I'd do something stupid. But most of the time, I was doing good things for people. To this day, I'm saddened and shocked that there are people among us who do both so cavalierly. Let's stop allowing these people to rule the day. Get out and vote. Take care, and God bless.